Today we are going to be making beef stroganoff. It is my grandmother's recipe on my mom's side, so I'm super excited. I actually have I took a picture of the recipe that my mom had written in my grandmother's handwriting, and I have of course added my notes to it, but it's pretty awesome to have this little piece of history and then to also make this for my family. I should also say that I have like quadrupled this recipe. So it's a lot. I'm gonna post the OG recipe down below. Cut up my green onions and my scallions, and then I'm just getting the papers off of my garlic. And how I do that is I just take the end of my knife and smush it, and then it just kind of peels off nicely. I've also read that it's great to allow your garlic to be cut, and then it activates the allicin in the garlic before you cook it, and then it makes it, I mean, I don't know, I'm not the person who came up with this idea, but it's supposed to make it more medicinal. So if you remember, 15 minutes before you start cooking it, you can go ahead and chop. Then this goes, I also read about this for onions. It does whatever property for the onions too. So it's always good to do that. And then I just like to chop them up. You can use a garlic press to do this if you choose to. And if you use a garlic press, you don't have to take the papers off. You can just put it in there. And then I like to clean out the garlic press as I process it because the papers kind of get in the way. But it is an option that you can do that. So the recipe calls for like an amount of butter. I'm just gonna put some in. A hunk of butter. Just gonna put the garlic and the green onions and scallions. 2 things that you can grow on your farm. I just have this cooking on like between medium low, and get that going. In the recipe, there's mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms. My family doesn't like mushrooms, so we just leave the mushrooms out. So I'm gonna post this picture with a link, and then you guys can go ahead and do it. So you would put the mushrooms in here as well. So I'm gonna start getting that beef ready. One reason we love these service trays, so we can quickly thaw out our meat. One thing you'll notice about these beef patties is that, well, this is a pound of ground beef, and we have the butcher, this is a homegrown steer. We have the butcher put them into hamburger patties in advance. You can use them, obviously, in anything. This is just like a pack of pound ground beef, you know. So we do this with all of our ground beef so that we eat a lot of hamburgers. So it's just, we don't have to patty a hamburger. And what does it matter if I put meat in here that isn't a patty and I just break it up? So that is a tip. If you are butchering your own animals, when you take them to the butcher, you can just say, hey, can you patty all of my ground beef in 1/3 pound patties? And then put 3, then you have a pound of beef. This is browned nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and put my patties in here. Start getting this cooking. Save this, so I'm gonna make this for Justin. In hamburger patties. Now I'm gonna just let this cook until it's all nice and brown. This Dutch oven is a Staub, I think I'm saying that right. It's the biggest one they make at 13.5 quarts. We love it. You can put several roasts in here. If you have a big family, a big Dutch oven is necessary. We had like a small, like a 5-quart Dutch oven, and as the boys grew and we needed to start cooking more than 1 chicken at a time and stuff like that, we were like, we have got to find it. So I literally went to the internet. I was like, what is the biggest Dutch oven I can buy? This is actually our second one. Our first one broke. We actually broke it, believe it or not. But we love it so much, we just bought another one. It is a staple in our house. You can put like 2 big chuck roasts in it. I can cook this whole meal in it. We've done ribs in it. We use it 3 to 4 times a week, I would say. You can use jarred lemon juice or fresh. I just have jar. I only bought 3 lemons today at the grocery store, so I want to use those for other things. And then we have this red wine that I just buy at our local co-op. It's organic and I don't drink it. I only use it for this recipe, so. But any red wine or they say something else. Burgundy. I don't even know what that is. But you do a 1/2 cup and a 1/2 cup of lemon juice. And then you need to add a tablespoon of each extra. Color is gone. I've just kept like all the juices that are with the beef, the ground beef that have come out of the ground beef. I've just kept them in here. That's including the butter also. This is 4 cups total. These are super cubes. We have made this beef broth, you know, homemade beef broth from bones from our steers. And then you freeze it in this, and this is a 2 cup. So I'm gonna put 4 cups of bone broth. I love super cubes, they're amazing. You can freeze, like if you make this meal and then you have leftovers, you can freeze it in this, and then they make dishes. And then you can like freeze it, the beef stroganoff, in this, then pop it out and then put it in the dish and then just put it in the oven and reheat it. They've done like cakes, all sorts of crazy stuff. So I think it's, they're just a great investment overall. All right, so I have my bone broth in it. My recipe calls for 1 can of consommé undiluted. I have no idea what that is. So that's why I just do 4 cups of bone broth. And I'm also using gluten-free noodles. So I don't know if they like absorb more or what, but this seems to work for us. I have my 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon each of wine and lemon juice. I'm gonna pour that in there. And then I'm gonna do a tablespoon of salt. Okay, and kind of stir that in. Fun fact, I really do not like the smell of wine. Like, it's gross to me. Just put in a tablespoon of salt. Again, you have to understand this is a quadruple recipe, so that's why it's so much. If you're just making one of these, do not put that much. I'm gonna let the broth thaw, and then I will add in my noodles. These are the absolute best gluten-free noodles for this recipe. I don't necessarily love these like with spaghetti sauce, but I love these noodles for fettuccine alfredo and for beef stroganoff. But I love like red lentil for spaghetti and stuff like that. So, but these are amazing. They taste good. So my broth is almost thawed. That's all that's left of the, they're just small little pucks like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in the noodles and get them cooking, because that's gonna take a minute. I added about 1/2 the box. You know, if your family likes more noodles, then go ahead and, you know, add in more noodles. You know what, I might actually add some more because I found some space. You just want to have a good meat to noodle ratio. You don't want it to be too noodly. So these noodles are about 7 minutes. I highly recommend you going with whatever your noodles time is. I just want it to be, I want my kids to eat it. You know how it goes. Okay. My timer went off for the noodles, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take this lid off. And I turned off the burner, and as you can see, it's like a nice thick, it's thickened the sauce nicely. And now I'm gonna add in a whole container of sour cream. Now you can make this on the farm. You have a milk cow, You can ferment your own sour cream. I have done it before. All right. I mean, and this is done. Like, I don't know what else to say. You can put peas in it. I've seen people do that. You can serve peas on the side or a vegetable, which I probably should have cooked. Totally forgot. But yeah, beef stroganoff.